Welcome to my channel, The Light Within. Chapter 7b, The Daily Practice Behind the Genius. Anyone can learn this. Now, imagine two scenarios. In the first one, you have decided to write a novel with a unique concept, or maybe you're trying to innovate something. You sit down, the blank page stares back, an hour passes and nothing comes. In the second scenario, you're walking into the most important interview of your life. Heart pounding. The first question lands, your mind goes blank. Both situations want the same state, flow. But the path in, depending on what you're trying to do, looks entirely different. In chapter 7a, we map this. Your conscious mind processes about 120 bits per second. Your subconscious processes over 11 million. Flow is what happens when the conscious bottleneck steps aside and the subconscious runs at full speed. The question is, can you get there deliberately? Yes, but you have to know which kind of flow you need. Here is what most people miss. Writing a novel, taking an exam, and kicking a penalty, we call them all flow, but there are actually two distinct kinds. First, there is creative flow, when you need to generate something completely new. The goal here is to give the subconscious permission to make connections the conscious mind would never reach. And the second is called the performance flow, when you need to execute what you have already trained. The goal here is to let trained skills run freely without the conscious monitor getting in the way. The end state is the same, but the entry protocols are completely different. So let's learn first how to invite creative flow. Creative flow cannot be forced. It can only be invited. So for step 1, first load the problem. Immerse yourself completely. Research, wrestle, let it frustrate you. The frustration is not failure. It is your brain loading the problem into working memory. And this is a very required step. Step 2, release with purpose. Go for a walk, take a shower, do something with your hands. Edison's nap chair, Archimedes' bath, your best ideas in the shower. It is all the same mechanism. The subconscious making connections while the conscious mind steps away. Step 3, return without judgment. Start with bad ideas. Write badly on purpose. The goal is to begin, not to begin well. The thought, I need to write well, is exactly the sentence that turns the analytical filter back on. And we do not want that coming back on. And in step 4, protect the session ruthlessly. One notification, one context switch, and the state collapses. So if you have your phone pinging, your email buzzing, you cannot get into the flow state. So put all distractions away and protect that window. Now let's understand how to achieve performance flow. Performance flow is different. You're not creating, you're delivering what you have already trained. The loading happened in practice. The question now is, can you let it run without the conscious monitor interrupting? So for step 1, 3 deliberate breaths. Inhale, then exhale longer than the inhale. This is not just calming, it is physiology. The long exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, physically signaling to the brain that the threat mode is off. The analytical filter loosens. Step 2, 1 sensory anchor. Feel your feet on the floor. Hear one specific sound in the room. Pick one real sensation and be completely in it. When your attention is fully on a physical sensation, it literally cannot be in the past or the future at the same time. Step 3, only the next 10 seconds, not the final score, not what happened last time, just the next thing directly in front of you. Sachin did not walk to the crease thinking about the series scorecard. Jordan did not release the ball calculating his next position. Step 4, trust the training. The moment you start monitoring your own performance mid-act, correcting your stroke mid-stroke, doubting your answer mid-sentence, the analytical filter comes back online. Your job in that moment is not to perform, it is to get out of your own way. But let's not forget the common condition between the two flow states. Both paths lead to the exact same place. And this is the thread running through the entire Aham Brahmasmi series. Your brain does not generate consciousness, it filters it. Flow is that filter temporarily thinning. When you execute these steps, the conscious bottleneck steps aside, and the subconscious, what the Vedas call Brahman, that infinite underlying intelligence, is allowed to run without interference from the analytical layer. Edison, Einstein, McCartney, Sachin, Jordan all reached the same state through different doors. It is not special talent, it is a filter that thinned. So the question begs, why do these entry techniques work for some people under pressure and not others? Because some people have already been practicing the underlying skill. Meditation is not relaxation and it is not religion. It is precision training for flow. 5 to 10 minutes a day, eyes closed, feel the breath. A thought comes, notice it, gently return. Every notice and return is one rep. You're not emptying your mind. You're building the capacity to thin the filter voluntarily and on demand. And once that muscle is built, you don't need to sit with your eyes closed to use it. You can practice everyday presence like Eckhart Tolle describes in his book, The Power of Now. You can do it while washing dishes, completely feeling the water and the weight of each plate. You can do it while walking, actually feeling each step. Every time you're fully present in an ordinary moment, you're taking the skill out of the gym and into daily life. For those who want the biological mechanism during flow, the brain releases 5 specific neurochemicals simultaneously, something that happens in no other state. The brainwave signature is measurable. The story of natural savants like Ramanujan, whose filters were naturally thin, is part of this. We cover all of that in a standalone flow neuroscience chapter for anyone who wants to go deeper. The daily practice, the reps of meditation and presence, is the most reliable path to flow on demand. So in the next subchapter 7c, we will see what that practice actually looks like step by step. To summarize everything we learned in this subchapter, flow is not an accident. It is an engineered state. Identify whether your task requires you to invite creative flow, meaning loading and releasing, or trigger performance flow, anchoring and trusting. Both paths require you to step out of your own way so the underlying intelligence, Brahman, can take over, and you ensure that state is available to you under pressure through the daily reps of meditation and presence. So before I let you go, community question for this week. Notice which zone you are in. Does your work feel like pressure? That is a performance flow opportunity. Does it feel stuck? That is an invitation to creative flow. Load it, walk away, and come back without judgment. Share what you noticed and what you tried. I'm looking forward to hearing about your experiences in the comments.